Idiots are good for two things: their votes and their money. And when they're not showing up to vote for you, there's a pretty good chance that you can get them to throw you some green in spite of that. And hence we have to come to a rather interesting insight here, which is that Jill Stein and her beloved Green Party, they identify as green perhaps less so because of the environment and more so because of another kind of green, the kind that they seem to be interested in. I've got a nice little article here that I found on deathandtaxes.com. The author is named James Grebe, and this was written a couple days ago, but I think it's relevant for those of you that are maybe a bit slow on the uptake. After all, it was a holiday weekend, so we need to make sure that you're up to speed on this. Anyway, as it reads, noted anti-vaxxer Jill Stein may have been a failed sideshow of a presidential candidate, but she might be a pretty solid con artist. The Green Party nominee raised millions of dollars to demand a recount in 3 close swing states in the 2016 election. But now her campaign is saying that they can't guarantee that there will be a recount and that they might have to spend the money on other causes. Cool. That seems legit. If you look through the finer print on the donate page on Stein's website, you'll notice that there have been some changes. Originally, Stein was trying to make $2.5 million, as can be seen on an archived version of the donation page. The link is in the article, which I have myself linked, but continuing. The fine print is 3 short paragraphs long. However, after Stein somehow beat that fundraising goal, the fine print got a lot longer and a little shadier. On a more recent version of the page, asking for $4.5 million, suddenly there's an entire details you need to know section, and some of those details seem like they sure as shit would have been worth knowing before giving money towards that first $2.5 million goal. Investment titans, and the actual paragraphs are, we cannot guarantee a recount will happen in any of these states we are targeting. We can only pledge we will demand recounts in those stages. If we raise more than what is needed, the surplus will also go towards election integrity efforts and to promote voting system reform. My oh my, that sounds like a pretty vague set of goals for all of that money. But anyway, continuing. It's pretty inexcusable that these very important caveats wouldn't have been mentioned in the first round of fundraising. It's unclear what exactly election integrity efforts mean, but I guess it'll be a surprise when donors find out, to keep with the overall theme of this fundraising effort. The campaign keeps raising the fundraising goal as they meet markers to call for recounts in each state, so while that aspect of this possible scandal could have been clearer, it's not quite as suspicious as it appears at first. Still dodgy as heck, though. Gary Johnson, meanwhile, has been a frickin' ghost since the election, thank God. Probably the reason for that is because, despite having some goofy ideas, Gary Johnson is not in this to scam his supporters. I was not happy with the way he ran his campaign, and as a consequence I didn't vote for him, but I gotta hand it to him. At least the guy is not a dishonest con artist. Can't say the same for Jill Stein, though, it seems. The deadline to file in Wisconsin is Friday, 5 p.m., and according to the State Election Commission's official Twitter account, Stein hasn't filed anything yet. Jill Stein, master of suspense, finally files for a recount in Wisconsin at 5:21. This was on the 25th. On the 26th, Clinton campaign says it will participate in Jill Stein's recount efforts. And then later on, I'll link to this also, Jill Stein actually told Hillary Clinton to go pound sand. Yeah, this should clue you in a bit further that this whole thing is a scam, and that all of you idiots that have thrown your money into this woman's coffers, you're all a bunch of fucking idiots. But hey, what can I expect? Most of you are probably the idiots that are out there breaking stuff and screaming stupid brainless political slogans and thinking you're accomplishing something in response to Trump becoming president. And to be clear, these recounts will accomplish exactly nothing. The results in Florida were a lot closer than the results in any of the 3 states in question. I will guarantee you right now the only place where there's a snowball's chance of the results being overturned is Michigan, and that will not change the election results, and Jill Stein knows this. I cannot say the same for the idiots sending her money, most of whom probably voted for Clinton. So what do we learn from all of this? Well, it's simple. When you vote with emotion, you're playing a stupid game, and as that common internet adage goes, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. With prudence to myself and benevolence to all of you, good evening.